子供に英検合格させたいチャンネル、英検1級短文、約4年間の過去問聞き流し、263代、2021年第3回から2025年第1回。引用表記、英検の過去問はコピーライトの関係もあり、選択肢に出題された単語のみを引用し、問題本文は完全にマーライオンが作り直しています。日本英語検定協会様に感謝申し上げるとともに、英検のさらなる周知活動に努めていきます。シャープ208、1級エボリューション2950と、シャープ153、11級エボリューション2400につきましては、単語単体の勉強教材です。最初の練習は一時停止を活用して、2回目以降は、リスニング聞き流し教材として活用しても良いです。音声トラックは英語オリジナルにして、速度は好みで調整してください。1級短文穴埋め問題、スタート、2025年度第1回。
Number 1. As well as being a renowned entrepreneur, Mr. Ashcroft is celebrated for his benevolence. He donates money to several charities and often gives speeches at local schools free of charge. Number 2. The homeland of the ethnic minority group straddles a transnational boundary. Because of this, there are cases in which members of the same family live in different countries. Number 3. The supervisor informed the youngsters that if they kept blatantly disregarding the regulations by running in the vicinity of the pool, they would have to leave. Number 4. After many hours of deliberation, the panel ultimately reached consensus on a design for the new company emblem. Number 5. We were all mesmerized by the figure skater's exhibition. Her movements were so elegant that no one could take their eyes off her. Number 6. The ruthless autocrat was reviled by the populace, so there were celebrations in the streets when he was finally forced out of power. Number 7. Natalie often used to procrastinate on her academic assignments, but now she initiates them as soon as her instructors assign the tasks. Number 8. The new amusement complex has proven to be a genuine boon for the region, attracting millions of visitors annually. Number 9. There was a period when solar power was not regarded as a viable energy solution. Today, however, it is widely implemented in both residential and commercial sectors. Number 10. Aviation crews were instructed to deviate from the designated trajectory due to an impending storm. The adjusted route enabled them to circumvent any hazardous weather. Number 11. Ethan dreaded public speaking above all else. When he was required to deliver a speech at his commencement, he stood petrified on stage, unable to utter a single word. Number 12. Senator Caldwell owned 3 luxury vehicles and a sprawling mansion complete with a private pool. Many critics felt his lavish lifestyle was inconsistent with his advocacy for the underprivileged. Number 13. Although the conflict had erupted due to a profound rift between the two nations, mediators were ultimately successful in resolving the matter and restoring stability to the region. Number 14. Monica is regarded as a particularly adroit attorney due to her capacity to persuasively argue legal matters and devise ingenious interpretations of the law. Number 15. As a supervisor, Malcolm was notoriously capricious. He revised his stance constantly without adhering to a coherent strategic direction. Number 16. Following prolonged economic disparity, the nation began to advocate for a more equitable trade arrangement with its neighboring states. Number 17. Law enforcement officers were deployed to the streets to quell the civil unrest. Nevertheless, rather than restoring order, their intervention only escalated the violence. Number 18. After a prolonged dispute, Natalie and Marcus ultimately identified the crux of their discord. Their core values diverged significantly in matters concerning money. Number 19. Nathan, I was astonished you didn't weigh in during the discussion about the financial forecast. You're more knowledgeable than anyone else.
Well, I was about to contribute, but I concurred with everything Bianca said, so I didn't really have anything to contribute.
Number 20. How much did you shell out for that luxurious new car you're operating, Marcus? It must have cost a fortune.
It did, Evelyn, but I received a salary increment and a substantial bonus this quarter, so I thought I could justify the expense.
Number 21. Every summer, tens of thousands of travelers descend on the quiet town of Pulpero for the annual celebration. Their abrupt influx triggers traffic congestion, excessive crowding, and disturbances that exasperate the locals. Number 22. Selena joined the fencing squad and discovered that she had an innate aptitude for the discipline. Her challengers were unable to fend off her attacks, so she typically triumphed.
2024年度第3回。
Number 23. Martin, you need a diversion from the pressures of the office. You always appear so distressed.
I know, Lillian. I'm thinking about starting to play golf again to take my mind off work.
Number 24. The supervisor was encumbered with so many undertakings that he felt he did not have time to execute any of them proficiently. Number 25. Detective Harris frisked the detainee before placing him in the squad vehicle. They intended to ensure he was not concealing any armaments. Number 26. Jonathan was astonished and irate when he discovered that his technician had been fraudulently charging him for redundant repairs over an extended period. Number 27. Derek was so absorbed in his assignment that he was oblivious to his colleagues' endeavors to capture his attention. Number 28. Mr. Alvarez could not perform his duties for a month after his knee surgery. He had not anticipated the procedure to incapacitate him for such a prolonged period. Number 29. Although the match was competitive in the first half, it became a rout in the second. The Wolverines secured an additional 6 points, and the concluding score was 10-3. Number 30.
Diana, as deputy director, I'd appreciate more leeway to make determinations regarding the squad independently.
I'm sorry, Calvin, but you've only been in the role for a month, so I need you to report to me on everything, at least for now. Number 31. Isabel and Frederick met sporadically to reminisce about their shared experiences in the military. Number 32. After a few years, Alicia became jaded with her opulent lifestyle and decided to dedicate her life to a charity that aids underprivileged children instead. Number 33. When Lillian was recruited, she was informed there would be a probationary period of 3 months. If her performance was satisfactory during this interval, she would be granted permanent employment. Number 34. Today, authorities detained a man whom they suspect was the culprit in last week's bank heist. His fingerprints corresponded with those discovered on the bank's vault. Number 35. Because the terrain in the vicinity was inhospitable to agriculture, residents in the district relied on the sea for sustenance for generations. Even now, although alternative kinds of nutrition are accessible, locals continue to consume significant amounts of seafood. Number 36. In an initiative to curtail juvenile smoking, Senator Martinez implemented a statute barring tobacco firms from marketing and publications targeting adolescents. Number 37. When Mr. Callahan inferred an associate was pilfering funds from the till, he installed surveillance to apprehend the culprit in action. Number 38. Although he deemed his grandfather to be mistaken, Leonard resolved to exhibit deference and feigned agreement with the elderly man's remarks. Number 39. The vocalist possessed a following of ardent fans who would attend all his performances irrespective of the expenditures entailed.
Number 40.
After decades of tyranny under the ruthless previous monarch, the citizens implored that his heir would prove to be a benign ruler.
Number 41.
According to Professor Bennett, the most effective method to accomplish an extensive undertaking is to begin promptly and chip away at it. Performing a small portion daily like this is preferable to attempting to complete it all at once.
Number 42.
When Sebastian started to drift off amid his professor's prolonged discourse, his peer gently tapped his shoulder to rouse him.
Number 43.
In the final bout, Ethan and Javier went at one another with their full might. By the conclusion of 12 rounds, they were both nearly too exhausted to remain upright.
Number 44.
Although Natalie did not explicitly anchor the novel in her own biography, she did tap into numerous personal experiences to derive inspiration for the narrative.
2024年度第2回
Number 45.
The newly appointed finance minister, Rachel, asserts her intention to foster economic development. She is aiming to eliminate commercial restrictions that she believes stifle innovation.
Number 46.
Although Mikhail's dog appeared menacing, it was actually docile and seldom even barked at unfamiliar individuals.
Number 47.
Dominique received 2 exceptional employment proposals, so she had considerable difficulty determining which one to accept. She vacillated for several days before finally deciding.
Number 48.
Lately, a syndicate of criminals has been extorting funds from neighborhood merchants. The offenders allegedly employ menacing tactics to intimidate them into compliance.
Number 49.
Professor Bennett sensed there was something fishy about the pupil's justification for his tardiness, so she called his parent to verify. Sure enough, it was a fabrication. Number 50. The Economist described the prevailing scenario as analogous to that just before the Wall Street crash of 1929. He called on the government to intervene promptly to avoid a similar event. Number 51. The troops contravened a direct command by launching an assault on the adversary despite explicit instructions not to. They will face consequences for their misconduct. Number 52. A compact yet potent engine mounted at the stern of the vessel propelled it swiftly across the water. Number 53. Although such assessments are perpetually subjective, some reviewers have stated that Marianne's latest film is arguably the finest cinematic work ever created. Number 54. The appointment of the new premier led to the demise of the trade accord. Eleanor annulled it within her initial month in authority. Number 55. Following a cabinet decision led by Minister Adrian, an embargo was placed on all commerce with the country. Consequently, an acute shortage of food, fuel, and essentials inflicted immense hardship on the inhabitants. Number 56. The board designated Ms. Langford as an interim CEO after the former one was dismissed. She will remain in the role until a successor is appointed. Number 57. In the midst of a prolonged and grave team meeting, Oliver made a facetious comment. He enjoyed employing humor to alleviate stress and foster a more relaxed environment. Number 58.
I'm slightly concerned about Felicity. She's appeared rather pallid recently.
Oh, she's fine. She has a medical condition that occasionally causes her skin to lose its normal pigmentation, but it's manageable. Number 59. The lecturer made annotations to his copy of the course textbook. These enabled him to articulate the key concepts more comprehensively to students. Number 60. The executive claimed his firm's groundbreaking innovation would not supplant human workers, but the fact that it eclipsed human labor in terms of efficiency was hard to dismiss. Number 61. Confronted with mounting liabilities and a consistent decline in clientele, Isabella, the co-owner of the startup, eventually capitulated to the preferences of the other stakeholders and agreed to sell the company. Number 62. Leon endured bouts of anxiety during his adolescence. These episodes would typically persist for an hour or two, though on occasion they extended for several days. Number 63. When the performer was interviewed, she was always prompt to say she hailed from San Francisco. She took pride in her hometown and wanted others to be aware of her provenance. Number 64. Following numerous grievances regarding the standard of the retailer's merchandise, an inquiry revealed that the store had been palming off previously used items as brand new ones. Number 65.
Hey, Natalie, I'd like to apply for the vacancy at your firm, but I don't think I'm competent.
Don't worry, I'll vouch for you. The boss trusts me, so if he knows I think highly of you, he'll hire you. Number 66. Leo tried to worm out of doing his daily obligations by feigning illness, but his mother discerned the deception. She instructed him to fold the laundry and clean the dishes as usual.
2024年度第1回。
Number 67. The engineers were on the verge of unveiling their new innovation but needed to fix one more glitch in the program before it would be ready. Number 68. The health board cautioned that the sedentary lifestyles of corporate personnel can result in medical complications. It encouraged them to allocate time for physical activity weekly. Number 69. Curators at the gallery were astounded to learn that one of its most renowned paintings was, in fact, a forgery. Examination confirmed it lacked the antiquity to be authentic. Number 70. After uncovering voter fraud in the recent ballot, inspectors concluded that an annulment of the outcome was justified. A new vote will be necessary next month. Number 71. After several months, Caleb started to perceive life in the village as somewhat humdrum. He longed for the stimulation of residing in a metropolis. Number 72. The newly appointed Mr. Langston approached the firm's budget with ruthless efficiency, abolishing redundant roles and slashing certain wages by as much as 40%. Number 73. Some of the pupils in Ms. Lambert's class are quite cliquish and aloof. At school, they interact exclusively among themselves and decline to engage with anyone else. Number 74. Noah and his fellow alpinists' attempts to summit the peak were gravely hampered by the snowstorm. They were compelled to retreat and make another attempt the following day. Number 75. After assigning Logan to mandatory community labor, the magistrate cautioned him to cease consorting with felons. She encouraged him to seek peers who would exert a constructive influence. Number 76. Which property did you ultimately opt to purchase, Oliver?
The one on Elm Avenue. It was only marginally more expensive, but it's substantially larger and situated in a more strategic location.
Number 77. The matter of the new levy is highly contentious, even within Chancellor Logan's own faction. His consultants are fervently urging him to abandon the proposal for the sake of internal cohesion. Number 78. The gallery was uncertain whether the canvas was authentic, so it enlisted one of the globe's foremost connoisseurs of Italian art to examine the artifact. Number 79. According to Mason, regional folklore maintains that a beast is lurking in the woodland adjacent to the village, yet scientists investigating the entity have never discovered tangible evidence of its presence. Number 80. According to Olivia, certain serpents are so venomous that they are capable of lethally incapacitating immense creatures, such as equines and pachyderms, with merely one bite. Number 81. The compartment was jammed, and regardless of how forcefully Daniel tugged, it would not budge whatsoever. Number 82. Several of her colleagues were concerned that the obstacles they encountered were insurmountable, but Maria's innovative resolution ultimately persuaded all that the challenges could be conquered. Number 83. The uncompromising regulations against littering in the park, which encompass hefty fines, are designed to function as a deterrent to individuals who might otherwise discard their refuse improperly. Number 84. Due to a glut of new homes in the city, house and condominium prices have plummeted by nearly 10% over the past year. Number 85. The fervor of the crowd began to peter out as the protracted awards ceremony continued relentlessly. After 4 hours, almost no one was paying attention to the proceedings on stage. Number 86. I wish that Marcus would stop butting in when we're endeavoring to conduct confidential dialogues.
Me too. It drives me crazy when he interrupts us.
Number 87. Due to a familial crisis, Evelyn had to ask one of her colleagues to stand in and deliver a pivotal presentation on her behalf. Number 88. Yumi has resolved to put in for a reassignment to her corporation's Tokyo branch. If her petition is approved, she will be relocating there in March.
2023年度第3回
Number 89. The invited lecturer's profound remarks at the commencement event prompted the pupils to contemplate their future more profoundly. Number 90. Amelia felt her mother smothered her with excessive attentiveness. Despite the fact that Amelia was already 15, her mother insisted on accompanying her wherever she ventured. Number 91. The nation's previous head of state was incarcerated for his involvement in a political adversary's assassination. Let this serve as a reminder that no one can violate the law with impunity, the new leader declared. Number 92. The pair interrogated their son about the vanished funds, but he was adamant that he had not taken them. Number 93. The valuation of the corporation's shares plummeted after the enterprise failed to generate a profit for the third consecutive year. Experts believe it could take years for the stock price to rebound. Number 94. Lucas became destitute shortly after being dismissed from his occupation, as he had not accumulated any funds. He was compelled to reside with acquaintances while seeking employment. Number 95.
The new employee's English doesn't appear particularly proficient, does it?
Perhaps not, but he's highly adept at computer programming. He's already making a substantial contribution to the division. Number 96. Last year's fire decimated more than 30,000 acres of woodland. Environmental scientists claim it will take decades for the ecosystem to recuperate. Number 97. Customs officers intercepted an illicit narcotics shipment last week. The substances will be preserved for use as evidence before being eradicated. Number 98. The municipal subways have been severely impaired by vandalism. Fractured windows, graffiti, and abraded paint are ubiquitous in subway vehicles. Number 99. Adolescents in several nations confront conscription into the armed forces. According to legislation, they are obligated to serve for a designated duration. Number 100. Even though the manuscript exceeded 200 years in age, it remained in nearly pristine condition and was consequently of immense worth. Number 101. Liam continued wagering at the casino until late into the night, attempting to recoup the losses he had incurred earlier in the day. Number 102. The Navy sailors declined to comply with their captain's directives and staged a mutiny to overthrow him. Number 103. The little girls feigned being princesses orchestrating a tea gathering, placing their toy teacups daintily on the table to serve their imaginary guests. Number 104. I'm elated to select my attire for the party on Saturday.
Isn't that a bit presumptuous? We haven't even been invited yet.
Number 105. The 3-hour-long flight postponement exasperated passengers, who resorted to social media to criticize the airline. Number 106. The artist fashioned his sculpture out of a solid block of stone using nothing more than a hammer and a chisel. Number 107. Jonathan's request for a pay raise was rebuffed by his superior. She said if he desired a higher salary, he would have to work a lot harder. Number 108. The open-air concert was repeatedly disrupted by sporadic thunderstorms that came and went without warning. Number 109. It is vital for educators to cultivate rapport with their students, as having trust and understanding is essential for success in the classroom. Number 110. Yesterday, the world champion golfer Daniel disclosed his plan to retire, stating he will bow out after this year's tournament. Number 111. The woman panicked as she searched for her keys. She rifled through her handbag, but she could not find them. Number 112. The relationship between the two nations hinges on tomorrow's peace talks. If the two sides cannot come to an agreement, war is inevitable. Number 113. Mayor Thompson, may I inquire about the new town hall renovations?
Sure, fire away.
2023年度第2回。
Number 114. Marcus studied computing many years ago, but he is not well versed in the latest software, so he is taking an evening course to hone his skills. Number 115. The lion lingered near the river for a deer to come for water. As soon as one did, the lion pounced and killed it. Number 116. I wish this restaurant wouldn't display such tantalizing pictures on the menu. How am I supposed to resist the cherry pie?
It does look delicious, doesn't it? Perhaps I'll order some too.
Number 117. Although Julian was elated to receive his promotion, he felt a twinge of sadness. He was being transferred to another city, so he had to say goodbye to all of his coworkers. Number 118. In certain mountainous regions, dogs are employed to locate people trapped beneath the snow after an avalanche. Number 119. The teacher admonished the student for being noisy during class, informing him that he was disturbing the other students. Number 120. In today's world, it is imperative that a company be able to react swiftly to changing situations. Businesses that cannot adapt are likely to fail. Number 121. Caricatures of Mayor Caldwell in magazines always make his facial features appear much larger than they are for comedic effect. Number 122. Unlike many journalists, Amelia has never coveted an award. I don't need a prize to know that my work is having a positive effect in my community, she said. Number 123. The driving instructor reminded students that any violation of traffic regulations could incur severe penalties, such as a fine or imprisonment. Number 124. The personnel manager was astonished when one of the job applicants arrived at the interview looking disheveled. His hair was a mess, his shirt was not ironed, and his tie had not been put on correctly. Number 125. The immigration law stipulates that all applicants must have resided in the country continuously for at least 5 years to be eligible for citizenship. Number 126. Brian, do you still have qualms about changing jobs?
I'm past the doubting stage, Rachel. I'm certain it's a prudent move.
Number 127. One consequence of the new tax law was that it created a windfall for real estate companies. Many of these businesses use the surplus money to invest in additional properties. Number 128. The chief of police cautioned the protesters to disperse immediately. He said that if they did not leave at once, they would be arrested. Number 129. The coach made sure to extol the strengths of each player. She wanted to cultivate their confidence before the next game. Number 130. Derek was a mediocre golfer, but he still competed every chance he got. He enjoyed participating in tournaments despite not being particularly adept. Number 131. Unlike her brother, who was always bragging about his accomplishments, Elise was very demure. In fact, she almost never spoke about herself. Number 132. As the new law was overwhelmingly supported by voters from both political parties, legislators passed it unanimously. Number 133. The water in the lake is so translucent that on a sunny day, fish, underwater vegetation, and even the bottom of the lake itself are clearly visible. Number 134. Last night, a security guard was apprehended for conniving with a group of art thieves to rob the museum where he was employed. He was caught trying to disable the alarm system. Number 135. Sales of swimwear usually rise sharply in the spring and then trail off as the weather becomes colder in the fall. Number 136. Hannah made her post-graduation plans sound convoluted and ambitious, but they really boiled down to moving back home to live with her parents and looking for a job. Number 137. The woman consented to bail out her friend by settling his credit card debt, but she told him she would not help him in the future if he got into financial trouble again. Number 138. Kevin arrived over 30 minutes late for his presentation. However, he smoothed over the incident by clarifying that a major road he consistently utilizes had been closed for repairs.
2023年度第1回。
Number 139. I wish I'd never consented to help Daniel with his project. I'm too overwhelmed with my own.
You should find some way to extricate yourself from your promise. Tell him you have a family emergency or something.
Number 140. Emma has an aptitude for acquiring languages. She is conversant in English, French, Spanish, and Italian, and she can speak a little Chinese and Korean. Number 141. Noah found himself in a challenging predicament when his car broke down far from the nearest town and he discovered that his cell phone's battery was depleted. Number 142. The concert made an indelible impression on Alex. Even years later, he often stated that he could recollect it as if it were yesterday. Number 143. Emma feels her husband can be too strict with their children, so she sometimes intercedes and endeavors to persuade him to grant them more freedom. Number 144. Although Jason claimed he was dismissed for no reason, it turns out the decision was far from arbitrary. His performance assessments had been exceptionally poor for the past 2 years. Number 145. The cafe on the college campus, with its excellent lighting, cozy chairs, and expansive tables, had an atmosphere conducive to studying. Number 146. Before utilizing photo editing software, you should calibrate your computer monitor and your printer. Failure to do so may mean that your photo's colors will appear different when you print them out. Number 147. The 100 Years' War, which was waged between England and France, is actually a misnomer, as the conflict endured for 116 years, not 100. Number 148. In his address, the politician alluded so obliquely to the rumors concerning his private life that few in the audience caught the reference. Number 149. Diana's new vessel was partly fabricated using a type of high-tech foam. This material made the vessel so buoyant it was virtually impossible for it to sink. Number 150. When Mia was a child, she despised sleeping in her grandmother's old house. When the weather was turbulent, the floors and walls made eerie noises that frightened her. Number 151. The history instructor showed her pupils footage extracted from wartime newsreels. The films gave them a vivid sense of what it had been like at the time. Number 152. Even as his companions began to shift their allegiance to the opposition party, Nathan remained a faithful adherent to the policies of the ruling party, which he had supported for decades. Number 153. Several troops had to be taken to the Army base's infirmary after they were wounded in a training mishap. Number 154. Vanessa was in a rush, so she threw her grocery bags haphazardly into the trunk of her vehicle. When she arrived home, she found a couple of items had broken. Number 155. The motorcycle manufacturer has resolved to revamp its classic Road Rider model. The updated model will feature modern styling and a more potent engine. Number 156. Carlos's remarkable versatility renders him an indispensable member of his soccer team. His capacity to play in nearly every position has contributed to many team victories this season. Number 157. The tart flavor of the ice cream astonished Adrian. He had anticipated it would be sugary, but it contained minimal sweetness and had a sharp lemony note. Number 158. Students appreciated Dr. Carter's presentations, but they regarded him as verbose. Even straightforward inquiries elicited excessively lengthy and convoluted answers. Number 159. The felon was so brazen that he delivered a message to the authorities, asserting they would never be able to apprehend him. Number 160. The rescue personnel resolved to fan out across the area so they could cover more terrain as they searched for the missing child. Number 161. Ethan felt so humiliated when he forgot his speech at his supervisor's wedding last week. He believes that he will never live down the experience. Number 162. After realizing how exorbitant her credit card bill was at the end of the month, Vanessa decided it was time to rein in her spending a bit. Number 163.
Did you get that job at the record company, Zoe?
They offered it to me, but the pay package wasn't particularly enticing, so I decided to hold out for more. I'm still waiting to hear back from them.
2022年度第3回。
Number 164. Following the accident, the driver was incoherent with dismay. The police had to wait for 3 days before she was able to say anything that made sense. Number 165. Although the professor endeavored to elucidate the different theories regarding black holes, his lecture was so convoluted that none of his students could understand it. Number 166. One reason Elena is such an exceptional leader is that she exudes confidence. This disposition gives her staff a lot of faith in her decisions. Number 167. Naomi loved her parents' summer residence in the countryside. There was a lovely lake nearby, and the placid environment provided the perfect escape from the bustling city. Number 168. Now that Thomas is the department manager, he knows that the onus will be on him to ensure all sales objectives are achieved. If they are not, he will likely be demoted. Number 169. The power plant's representative repudiated allegations that the plant was contaminating the local water system. He said there was no reliable evidence to substantiate the charge. Number 170. When Olivia returned to the office after her vacation, she found a huge backlog of emails awaiting her. It took her the entire day to process them all. Number 171. Although the rival politicians endeavored to be courteous during the TV debate, the enmity they felt toward each other was clear to everyone watching. Number 172. When Isabella, the film actress, participated in the charity function, many people doubted that her motives were truly altruistic. They thought she just wanted more publicity for herself. Number 173. Amelia's eulogy for her great-grandmother was so sorrowful that everyone in the church began weeping, so she incorporated some humor to lift the mood. Number 174. Do you believe I should allocate my funds or deposit them in a savings account?
Putting it into an account would be more prudent. The stock market is highly volatile right now.
Number 175. On the day of the wedding, Daniel, the best man, inadvertently left the rings in his hotel suite. When he realized his oversight, he felt very foolish. Number 176. Even the most adamant critics of President Sullivan concurred that nothing could detract from his accomplishment in steering his country to triumph in the war. Number 177. Attempts by officials to conciliate both sides in the labor dispute proved unsuccessful. The workers demanded increased wages, but management asserted this would necessitate job reductions. Number 178. Leonard's vehicle broke down 70 miles from the nearest municipality. He was stranded for 6 hours until a passing truck driver eventually stopped to assist. Number 179. At first, the manager could not fathom why so many dispatched orders were being lost. It turned out the labels were not being affixed firmly to the boxes and were falling off. Number 180. Calvin found the legal terminology in the contract for purchasing his house inscrutable. He had to ask his attorney to clarify the details in simpler terms. Number 181. The bridge spanning the waterway was an impressive feat of engineering. The initiative employed novel techniques, and it transformed the way bridges were constructed from that point forward. Number 182. The monarch esteemed loyalty above all else, and he compensated his generals' fidelity by granting them land and riches. Number 183. Exploration of the cavern has revealed that it is profoundly deep, stretching for several kilometers beneath the Earth's crust. Number 184. Nathan decided to replace the fractured leg on his aged wooden table. After that, he cleaned and varnished the wood, and the table looked almost new. Number 185. There were so many students in the class that it took Mr. Whitaker nearly 10 minutes to reel off their names individually when he conducted roll call. Number 186. Clarissa and her spouse dote on their daughter. They offer her constant praise and purchase nearly anything she desires. Number 187. Before determining which residence to purchase, the couple desired time to mull over their options. They informed their agent they would be in touch shortly. Number 188.
Lila, why don't you whip up some of your exquisite chocolate marshmallow brownies for the party?
Brilliant idea, Owen. I believe we've got all the ingredients I need to prepare them.
2022年度第2回
Number 189.
Did the chairperson explain why he was stepping down?
No, he declined to divulge the reason. He said it was strictly a private matter. Number 190. The Prime Minister's position began to appear increasingly precarious as more and more lawmakers defected from the party to align with the new one. Number 191. Although the man did not relay any outright falsehoods to the authorities, he omitted several salient details that would have rendered it obvious the accident was his responsibility. Number 192. While he was clearing out his garage, Marcus injured his hand on a sharp nail that was protruding from the wall. Number 193. Ethan somehow deluded himself into believing Heather was enamored with him, even after she clarified that she had no interest in him. Number 194. Researchers have discovered that sharing a harrowing experience can foster a sense of camaraderie between individuals, frequently resulting in enduring friendships. Number 195. The police uncovered no evidence of the girl's complicity in the robbery perpetrated by her boyfriend, so they released her. Number 196. The team's erratic performance this season has bewildered everyone. In one match, they might excel, while in the next, they might commit multiple blunders. Number 197. The defendant's acquittal astonished everyone in the courtroom. They all presumed the jury would deliver a guilty verdict. Number 198. What's your new colleague like?
We don't interact harmoniously. He's been antagonistic toward me from day one. It's almost as though he's looking to quarrel with me.
Number 199. The weather was warm and humid, so as soon as Oliver exited the hotel, he began to perspire heavily. In no time at all, his shirt was saturated with sweat. Number 200. After he was apprehended for robbery, Jeremy contacted his sister and implored her to pay his bail. However, she did not have the $10,000 needed for his release. Number 201. As a young boy, Nathan was afflicted with a pulmonary disease that rendered it impossible for him to participate in sports activities at school. Number 202. Daniel, can you elucidate this graph?
The blue lines denote our company's expenditures, and the green lines represent the volume of sales we made last year.
Number 203. The manager's presumption that his employee was embezzling money proved to be erroneous. An accounting discrepancy was the cause of the problem. Number 204. The city council mandated the demolition of the old building because it was too hazardous to leave it standing any longer. Number 205. Emily asked her neighbor to irrigate her garden while she was abroad. Unfortunately, he forgot, and many of her flowers had wilted by the time she returned. Number 206. Although the film's subject matter is profoundly serious, there are moments of levity that preclude it from becoming too depressing. Number 207. Yesterday, Benjamin received a cryptic email from an unidentified address. Regardless of how persistently he tried, he could not understand what it was attempting to convey. Number 208. The handmade furniture brand is renowned for its fastidious attention to detail. Every item is meticulously crafted. Number 209. When Daniel attempted to lift his brother's infant for the first time, she squirmed so much that Daniel struggled to maintain his grasp. Number 210. Peer pressure can exert a significant impact on adolescents. When egged on by companions, they may be coaxed into engaging in extremely unwise acts. Number 211. When Clara's neighbors throw raucous parties, she amplifies her music to drown out the clamor emanating from next door. Number 212. The car company is striving to cast off its antiquated image and captivate young consumers by engineering sleek vehicles outfitted with high-tech innovations. Number 213. The allegations of impropriety leveled at the politician by former aides have the capacity to terminate his political trajectory.
2022年度第1回
Number 214. The governor is frequently accused of pandering to the affluent. He has consistently reduced taxes for high-income earners throughout his tenure. Number 215. Rather than indoctrinating students in a rigid set of convictions, a good teacher should urge students to think critically by exposing them to a variety of perspectives. Number 216. Why does Ethan always wear dark glasses? Is there something wrong with his vision?
No. He just wears them out of vanity. He thinks they make him appear stylish.
Number 217. At the zenith of her career, the novelist was composing 2 bestsellers a year. She never envisioned she would have so much success. Number 218. The executive granted factory workers a raise after spending 8 hours undergoing what it was like to do their job. He had never realized just how grueling it was. Number 219. Some critics are acclaiming the book as the greatest war novel ever written because it so perfectly encapsulates all the suffering, terror, and sadness of human conflict. Number 220. There's no value in discussing politics if you're going to be so dogmatic about everything.
I'm sorry you feel that way. It's just that I have strong opinions about what's right and what's wrong.
Number 221. How are you enjoying your new occupation, Daniel?
It's fantastic. It comes with a lot of perks too, including extra vacation days, free lunch at the cafeteria, and access to the company gym.
Number 222. Rachel was able to commiserate with Thomas when he lost all the data on his computer, as the identical thing had occurred to her a few months earlier. Number 223. The judge lessened the criminal's sentence due to extenuating circumstances. His child required a costly operation, and this had driven him to embezzle money from his employer. Number 224. Honey, this is such a quaint little village. Let's vacation here again soon.
Absolutely. It feels like it's been suspended in time and hasn't evolved for years.
Number 225. Wasteful spending has led to the gradual dissipation of the company's financial resources, and now it is nearly insolvent. Number 226. Patricia never suspected her colleagues were covertly hatching a plot to supplant her with a new leader. Number 227. Some of the debris suspended in the world's oceans is the result of discharges from cargo ships and other vessels, but most of it originates from sources on land, such as industrial waste. Number 228. When Emma's parents commenced to argue, she attempted to defuse the situation by proposing they all dine out at a restaurant. Her plan succeeded, and her parents promptly calmed down. Number 229. Despite being informed that smartphones were prohibited in school, Daniel continued to flout the rule brazenly. He sometimes even used his phone during class. Number 230. Before the trial, lawyers administered a formal deposition of the primary witness in order to obtain a reliable account of her story. Number 231. The renowned actor James Dalton frequently asserted in interviews that he originated from a poor background. Journalists, however, could find no verification for his claim. Number 232. The TV broadcaster was condemned for airing a documentary that included lurid details of murders that many viewers found disturbing. Number 233. Law enforcement discovered 2 emaciated dogs in the deserted building. The dogs were so thin they could barely move, so the officers rushed them to a veterinary clinic. Number 234. The politician convened a press conference in order to debunk the myths about his proposed healthcare plan. He clearly outlined and elucidated every part of the plan. Number 235. Gavin, why are you poking around in the desk drawers? Did you misplace your keys again?
No, I have those. I can't locate my wallet now.
Number 236. The man was still in the airport restaurant when he perceived the final announcement for his flight, so he quickly polished off his meal and rushed to the boarding gate. Number 237. Last year, Marcus struggled to cover his rent and purchase groceries. He had to work 2 part-time jobs just to eke out a living. Number 238. Daniel wanted additional pocket money, so he tried to butter up his mother by saying how lovely she appeared. However, she knew right away that he wanted something.
2021年度第3回。
Number 239. The door was so flimsy that when the boy kicked it, his foot pierced straight through the wooden panel. Number 240. Thomas was threatened with eviction from his apartment after failing to remit rent for several months. He was granted one final opportunity to procure the money. Number 241. The conservative regime enacted strict statutes proscribing the propagation of communist doctrines. Anyone indicted for disseminating such doctrines was harshly penalized. Number 242. The children were so mesmerized by the television broadcast that none of them uttered a single word during the entire program. Number 243. Sophia tried to feign innocence when she was accused of pilfering from the store. The unpaid for clothes in her bag, however, substantiated that she was lying. Number 244. In a recent speech, the mayor berated the city's educators for neglecting to adequately prepare students for national proficiency exams. Number 245. Caleb fixed the hole in the fence between his yard and that of the adjacent house so that his neighbor's dog would not be able to get through. Number 246. Clara is not amiable by nature, so she always finds it hard to initiate conversations with people and cultivate new friendships. Number 247. David, before you try to interject your opinion into a conversation, you might want to attend more carefully to what the other people are saying.
I know. I just get so elated when it's a topic I really care about.
Number 248. The motorist was issued a ticket for a traffic infraction. She had been caught driving 25 kilometers per hour over the speed limit. Number 249. The country's economy was so robust it remained immune from the financial crisis that afflicted the rest of the industrialized world. Number 250.
Do you know anyone who would translate this document for me for $100?
Why don't you ask Daniel? He knows French and is always seeking ways to augment his income. Number 251. The company president established a precedent when he took all his employees on a trip to Hawaii. Thereafter, they anticipated a trip every year, even when profits were reduced. Number 252. During the strike, the enraged employees of the bus company stood outside the city hall, chanting, "Higher wages now." Number 253. Experts now contend the ancient tribe had been nomadic, as new evidence suggests it did not dwell in any one region for any length of time. Number 254. The escaped prisoner, who had been eluding capture for weeks, finally surrendered himself to the police. He said he did not want to exist the rest of his life as a fugitive. Number 255. Passengers on the cruise ship were encouraged to avail themselves of the activities provided. There were a variety of classes and performances for no additional fee. Number 256. Ethan, have you had that lesion on your neck examined by a doctor yet? It could be something severe, you know.
It doesn't hurt, but I'll make an appointment today. Thanks for reminding me.
Number 257. After the new employee made derogatory remarks about her superior in the coffee room, a colleague cautioned her to keep disparaging comments about others to herself. Number 258. When the new worker was asked why he had not completed the assignment on time, he looked abashed and sheepishly admitted that he had not understood the instructions. Number 259. During the symposium on world history, the student eventually realized his own argument was untenable and he knew he could not win. Number 260. Damien needed a replacement part for his vintage car, but the mechanic at the repair shop said that parts for it are hard to come by because the car is so old. Number 261. When the young zebra strayed from its mother and the remainder of the herd, it was picked off by a lion waiting in the undergrowth nearby. Number 262. After receiving dismal grades on her midterm assessment report, Miranda realized she needed to buckle down and study hard in the latter half of the semester. Number 263.
What's taking so long with the sales initiative?
Regrettably, some unforeseen complications have cropped up, and it'll take a while to solve them.
ここまで終えた皆様、本当にお疲れ様でした。リスニング聞き流しだけで理解できたら、もうこの教材は習得です。新しい学習教材へトライしましょう。またね。